Tomorrow, my friends, we're going to be celebrating the Feast of the Transfiguration. It's called a theophany, a moment when the Lord's true identity, His glory, pierces through ordinary life. And you know the story well. Jesus brought Peter, James, and John up Mount Tabor, and for a brief moment allowed them to see His divine glory. It's interesting, their reaction, because they instinctively wanted to stay, and the Lord told them they needed to continue their journey. Now, the destination of the journey is at the heart of the challenge and lesson of the Transfiguration, because the event is at the middle point of Jesus' ministry. Jesus had been preaching around the Sea of Galilee, and in this moment, up the mountain, Jesus then turns His attention to Jerusalem. And it's that turning towards Jerusalem that is the point. For the Transfiguration is all about hope. Hope in the face of challenge and trial. For Jesus knew, coming down the mountain, moving towards Jerusalem, He was moving towards His agony, crucifixion, and death. And in His great love was attempting to give His three closest collaborators a moment of hope, a glimpse of what is theirs as would be His in His grace. For they too needed to suffer. And so do you and I, walking in the footsteps of Jesus. So we ask ourselves, where do we see hope in our lives? Where are the moments of transfiguration in our lives? I'm sure that morning when Peter, James, and John woke up, they had no idea of how God would surprise them with the message He gave them. And I think the same happens to you and I. Those moments of hope come, those moments of transfiguration come. The Lord allows us to go beyond the ordinary, to see the power of His grace, of His joy, of His peace, of His love, sometimes in the most unexpected places, sometimes on the top of mountains, but they do come. And part of what we need to explore this coming week is, how do we develop eyes to see those moments of hope? But we're all promised a share in the Transfiguration. We will all climb up the mountain when you, I, will be united with Christ in our suffering, our pain, and even in death. But just as the Lord went from death to glory, so too He will lead us to do the same. Let us not forget the gift of transfiguration the next time you and I have to walk that path of sacrifice for Him.